Hi everyone, this is Sudeshna from the Abundant Psyche and you are listening to the Not So Corporate podcast. Here we talk about all of the not so corporate things we corporate entrepreneurs do within and outside of our corporate lives. Today we are going to talk about a really interesting topic. None of us like it, but all of us have to deal with it. I wanted to touch upon politics, work politics. Now consider a few things. One is, do you like politics? What does that bring up for you in terms of emotions? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? Understand all of those emotions that are coming up. Think about what is politics really. Feel free to pause me if you want to think about it. Now, what does politics really mean? The word politics is loaded with wants and desires of the people involved. Whenever there are two people in a room, there's politics. Whenever there are two people on two sides of the podcast, there's politics. When you are listening to this podcast, there's politics between you and me. Well, if you are listening to me, I hope that we are politically aligned on our desire to get you to a growth mindset. But that is the political alignment that we have. We could very well be misaligned. We could very well not be aligned on several other issues and things in our lives. I could prefer a certain political party. You could prefer someone else. You couldn't even care about politics probably. And this is what I'm going to say, that politics is inherent to how we process information as a society. Politics is how our society runs. And that comes and spills over into the workplace. Now, once you understand that, once you acknowledge that everyone has desires, wants, needs, you will get so much better at playing politics. I'm air quoting, maybe you can see me, maybe you can't, depending on where you are listening to this podcast, but there you go. Once you know what the other party wants, what their deep desires are, you become this magnet for playing politics because you suddenly have the power to agree or disagree with their wants or desires. And in most cases, I would say that if you can give to the person what they desire the most, whether that be at your work, whether that be at your school, whether that be in a completely different scenario with your family or with your children, if you can incentivize people to do something that you want, you will find that is super benefit. You know, as a student of economics, I always found politics fascinating because politics is all about incentivizing people the right way. It boils down to some concepts in microeconomics and it really boils down to politics because if I and you want the same thing, we'll try and work together to achieve that. Which is why I personally, this is quite a drastic statement to make, but whenever I don't agree with my CEO or chairman's view of how they want to run the company and where they want to go, I know it's time for me to leave. If I disagree with the approach that my senior leadership is taking and their view of the world is, I will leave that company because guess what? Otherwise, it'll just be a tug of war and no one benefits from that. And which is why I think politics inherently is a really, really good and a powerful thing. If you can be aligned to your senior leadership's way of thinking, be with that company, help that company grow, you will grow along with that company or with that team. If that's not the case, it's probably time to leave. And when I talk about politics, remember, I talk about it at the very, very high level. Like, do you agree with your CEO's 5-year vision? And most of us don't think like that. Most of us think about our jobs, what we have to do as our data analysis person, or as a financial analyst, or as the video editor. But for me personally, this is critical that I align myself with my senior leadership's vision for the next few years. Otherwise, I'm not sure I will be in safe hands, my career will be in safe hands. And frankly, if I don't even agree with what I want to do and what the company wants to do, how will I be giving them the best of me? And if I can't give them the best of me, it's probably time to leave. So here was a very, very different spin on how you look at work politics. The more I have looked at work politics in a way that it's not adversarial, it is a negotiation, it's about understanding, it's about trust, it's about really aligning your vision to your company's vision, the better my career has been. And sometimes it's been okay to say, hey, I disagree. Not all disagreements mean that you have to leave, but some disagreements mean that you have to leave. And you have to be really good at understanding what your own values are, what those non-negotiables are for you. And if you think those non-negotiables are being violated by the work politics that is there, and you disagree and you have no way to change things around in your current company, I frankly think it's time to leave. If, however, you think that your CEO and you are aligned and there's misalignment in the rest of the organization, I would say hang in there, because this also depends on how big an organization you are in, but most of the times your CEO, if they are effective, will take a stance on how to change around things to be the way they want the company to be, they want the teams to be, they want their vision to be implemented. And if you are ultimately aligned with that vision, there will be place for you. If you are not, whether it's today or tomorrow, you either will be let go or you'll be frustrated out of your mind and you will want to leave. So there you go. There were my top tips about how to handle work politics. It sounds harsh, it sounds really dramatic and drastic in some sense, but I hope that was helpful in thinking about work and the work environment and the politics surrounding it. If this was helpful, leave a comment below, share it out with your friends, like, subscribe. If you are listening to this on one of the podcasting platforms, please leave us a review. That helps so much. And if you are interested in the career change blueprint, go into the link down below. It should be everywhere this is being published on. Grab a copy, and I hope that you will enjoy that. Thank you and have a great time. Bye.